you have a little piece of equipment in Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, my dad, you.
Yeah. I don't think mine is displayed as prominently as yours. So
I wonder if there's anybody between here and Lynchburg that's got something in the Hall of Fame. I think it's you and Howie Long.
That's funny. Yeah. When I went to space, my first mission, they called me up and they said, we want to send your jerseys up to the space station.
Right.
And they sent me a football and both my jerseys. So I took pictures in space with my jerseys on, and
That's
cool.
It
was kind of cool. And then
it's hard to get the jersey on at sea level.
But it's easy in space.
It's easy to get your jersey on in space?
You just go, you just float into it.
That's so damn cool.
That's why you got to go to space, man.
I would love to go to space. Nowadays,
when do you want to go?
Well, so this is the question. I got a friend who went to space. Yeah, I got a patch now.
You got your honorary astronaut patch, man.
I have an honorary astronaut patch. I think like if you try to get on the space shuttle, you just show them this.
Take that to Elon Musk.
Oh, take it to Elon Musk.
While you're doing Twitter.
How do you feel about this? How do you feel about like the privatization of space travel?
It's fantastic because
it's good.
The more people that get the opportunity to see the planet from that vantage point, it changes the way you see humanity. Like my little pea-sized brain, when I look out the window of the space shuttle, we're going around the planet every 90 minutes. We see all of civilization, everyone who's down there working and living. We see, you fly over Manhattan, you fly over Virginia. When we come over Virginia, and I'm looking down, and my parents are probably having a meal. 5 minutes later, we're flying over Paris. And I'm up there with a French astronaut, Leo Eilhartz.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, my parents are probably having wine and cheese, Leland. And then Yuri, the Russian astronaut on the board, he's looking over to Moscow. He says, my parents are probably having borscht. Potatoes and borscht. Yeah. So, I mean, in that one little swath of time, we saw 3 hometowns of 3 different people. And it connects you in a way that nothing else can. It changes the way you see yourself with the planet and humanity.
You think if everybody went up to space, we'd be a lot better off? Like we'd be able to solve a lot more of our problems at home?
I think people would see that if we don't work together in space, like if I flip the wrong switch, if Yuri flips the wrong switch, if Hans flips the wrong switch, we're all dead. And so you see the gravity of playing ball. Someone's pulling to do a block, you get paralyzed because the person didn't do his assignment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, highly functioning teams doing highly critical things. People get it, right? We get it. We get it in space. But I think back here on the planet, you don't see the time constant of something happening like to the planet, environmentally. Right. That's going to happen 50 years from now, 100 years from now. So I don't have to worry about it. But it's, it's exacerbated now.
Also makes you feel small.
It makes you feel big.
Or big.
When you look back from space.
Yeah.
You feel this, you see this beautiful planet. Think about it. It's a huge planet, but we get around the entire planet in 90 minutes. So I see the whole planet in 90 minutes.
Good Lord.
Right? You see a thunderstorm the next time.
Yeah.
Or it's getting dark and you see these lights coming on. That's the footprint of humanity.
Good
Wherever
Lord.
you see a light, you may see a fire in Africa, in the middle of Africa somewhere, and people are living and working and making love. Whatever they're doing, they're living, and I see them every 90 minutes.
What about geological features? Like, what's the most mind-blowing thing that do you see Nepal and like the Himalayas, or you see the Caribbean, or like what blows your mind from up there? I'm sure it all does, but
in the U.S. it was Crater Lake. You see this lake that's the deepest lake in our country, right? And it's at these levels of blue because it's so deep. It's like really, really deep, dark blue.
Yeah.
And then you're flying over places like the Caribbean, and I know maybe 5 definitions of the color blue, like navy blue.
Yeah.
Bluebird blue, light blue, turquoise, whatever. But you need like 30 more definitions of blue to describe the colors that you're actually seeing because they're so different and vibrant, man. It blows you away.
What is going to space and seeing what you've seen, the Earth at the scale you see it, what does going up to space do for your faith, if you have faith?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think, for me, looking at the planet and just thinking of all those billions of people down there working and living, and I'm blessed to have this moment to look back and see that, but also to turn around and look at the deep and darkness of space, and what's out there, what's up there, what happened after the Big Bang, who's turning all of this, it amplified my faith.
Really?
Yeah. And, my parents were always very, religious, spiritual, whatever you want to call it. And I was always in church. But for me so I got to tell you this quick story. So, I lost my hearing in my left ear.
Training.
I have no hearing in this
training
ear.
thing?
Right, the training accident. But before that accident happened, my parents were having their 35th wedding anniversary in Lynchburg. I was there with my cousin and her best friend. Her best friend's name was Jeanette. Jeanette said, "Leland, something's going to happen to you. No one's going to know why it happened. You will be healed of this. You will fly in space, and this will be your testimony that you share with the world." That was on a Saturday. Sunday was the service. Monday, I flew back to Houston. Tuesday, I'm in this EVA suit, 5 million gallon pool, down 20 feet down, telling the test director to turn the volume up in the headset. When I got out of the pool, they popped my helmet off, and there was blood coming out of my right ear. I was completely deaf. And my hearing in this ear came back. I'm medically disqualified to fly in space. The doctor said, "You will never fly in space because you only have one ear. And you only have one ear in the speaking frequencies only, not even high frequencies. So if sirens and things go off, I might not be able to hear it."
Right.
But that was her testimony to me. She was prophetic and all of that. And the day that this doctor said, "I believe in you," signed me a waiver to fly in space. And so I called Jeanette. Her name was Jeanette. I said, "Jeanette, your prophecy was spot on." So that was like, reaffirming of, the power of this ability to transform and to have this faith that you can do things.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.